Morning, everyone. Woo! Lordy, can y'all hear me? Great googly moogly. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'll wait for y'all to get in the chat. Thank you so much. Holy guacamole. All right. Let's wait for everybody to find me. Wowzers. Is it too early for a morning margarita? Got 'em money. All right. Everybody's pouring in. Thank you, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Whoop, 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 whoop. Good morning. All right. Let me know in the chat if you're here. Ta-da! Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Can y'all hear me? Let me know that you can hear me. I think you can hear me. Woo! Heck to the yeah. Can y'all hear me? Somebody tell me they can hear me, please. Yes. All right. Little C, big C. Heard. Word, because the word's the bird. Word's the bird. Bird's the world. Hello, beautiful. How are ya? Yes. Praise Buddha. Great googly moogly. All right, y'all. I don't even listen. Y'all have to know something about Mama Bear's computer equipment. It is no joke. My ex-husband is like seriously no joke, computer whiz. That's what he does at a very high level at his job. And he hand builds my computers once a year. Like I have next generation, next level, like crazy computer equipment. So my stuff never freezes. Swanee, it only ever freezes or has anything when we're going live or we're doing something together. I'm telling you, I think it is the energy of the wild pack. I think it is just so much concentrated energy. Look, I forgot to put my rings on. So much concentrated energy. I think my computer says, wow. Anyway, good morning. All right. So, yes, thank you. Want to say thank you to Amy. Thank you so much. And Teapot, thank you so much. You all, I need to let you know, Maureen, it will not be joining us any longer. She has some other opportunities that she wanted to take advantage of, and we'll miss her terribly, but and we wish her all the best, but she will not be joining us anymore. So so it's all on Teapot. The pressure's on you, and the pressure's on Amy this morning also. So anyway, good morning, good morning, good morning. And I'll just want to let you know, I'll be looking out for trolls. But please, y'all, I know I'm so professional. I'm putting my hand lotion on and all, I'll be looking out for trolls. But y'all, please remember, I got a couple of emails this past week wanting to know why I or somebody on my team would inbox them or hit them up in the chat for to get a reading from me. I'm cheesy, but I'm not Chester. Like I'm Chester Cheetah cheesy. I'm not gross cheesy. I'm Chester Cheetah cheesy, which is a fun cheesy. But I'm not that cheesy, so it ain't me. And you're also going to know buffering starts. Oh, sweet bejeebus. Okay, I can't help the buffering because it's actually probably going to be better, little C, big C, just here than even through Restream. But anyway, and also if Jim Sheritz is on this morning, Jim, I'm looking at the chat. I don't see you, but it's Jim Sheritz's birthday today, so happy birthday to Jim. And we are going to get delicious cheesy. I ought to start saying that. Thank you so much. Who was it that said that? Daydream and Tarot. I am delicious cheesy. That's awesome. So here's the thing. This morning it's this crazy. Well, so I'm gonna read for all the zodiac signs today, and y'all, I'm gonna be doing this like lickety split. So that I don't keep Teapot and I don't keep y'all and whatever. I'm really going to try to stick to the hour and a half program and make up for the lost time of the crazy computer. But I was told this morning that the overall perspective, no matter what card, what animal comes for your zodiac sign today, it's super important that you know that this is about perspective. So the overall theme this morning is about perspective. And there's going to be something that's going to go on with your reading that's going to help you with whatever this is that you're feeling like you're not 100% clear on, that you need some more perspective on, and it's going to help you with clarity. And then the other thing is, I was told to ask you all this morning, Do you all feel like you have been getting like big leaps, like giant leaps um in growth and development, like either spiritually and um whatever this is that you want to expand in, that you want to grow in? Do you feel like you're having big, oh, hey, Jim, happy birthday to Jim, happy birthday to Jim, happy birthday to Jim, happy birthday to you. I don't know why I want to sing like Elvis to you, Jim, but I did. So, and many more. Anyway, yeah, it's this crazy thing going on. Jules, you have a birthday also? Happy birthday to Jules. Who else has a birthday today? Yeah, Heba Al Nasser. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Maybe. I feel like I'm growing up. I always wanted to feel like I was growing up. That hasn't happened yet, so eventually I'll get there. But good for you. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so I just want to say that I I I just feel and listen, maybe it was me. I was in such a deep, like almost like trance state before the live. It might have been me that blew up my own computer, but there's something for all of you all that is it's just so expansive, and you're being asked to take a look not at the hard things, but at the real truths. And real truths can be different for one person than they can for another. That doesn't mean that one person is right and one person is wrong. It just means that, or even in a situation, or like if you work with a team, it just means that it's important that if you want to accomplish what you want to accomplish, you've got to see it, them, they, yourself, from the most simple and basic truth. What that means is, before we even get started, so I had a thing a couple weeks ago where somebody had been acting really weird to me, and I kept saying to them, I was like, look, if your energy, something's wrong, and it's related to me, and I know this. And I hope that I've exemplified that, to everyone, I have an open door. If you've got a thing, let's talk about it. No, 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 no. Okay. So finally I let it drop, knowing that was not true. And then one day this person pings me last week and they said, well, I really need to talk to you. It's important. Okay, sure, no problem. So we jump on Zoom and this person said, look, I have a problem with you. I'm like, this I know. I'm so glad we're going to talk about it. And they said, but it's not with you. It's with me, but it's about you. Okay. Can I help you process something like this? Yes, I think you can. Okay. So apparently this person was on, I don't know, they were doing what people do, which is learning and growing and, reading lots of different kinds of spiritual things and taking a business class and just, doing all kinds of stuff. Anyway, that person was afraid they had cheated on me. And I'm like, and they felt, well, they had been in a place of guilt and shame, feeling like they were cheating on me. And I was like, what does that even mean? And they were like, well, I love what you follow and I love what you teach and I love this, but I also love this. And I'm like, why is that a weird thing or a wrong thing or a bad thing? And in their mind, they just felt like they were cheating. And I was like, I don't see it that way. I'm thrilled that you're expanding your horizons. I do. I take other people's classes. I read people's books. I work with other people's tarot cards, because no one thing is the only right thing or the only way. The best hope is that we get the best from everything and what fits for us in our life. Anyway, so on and so forth. Anyway, so this person just kept insisting. And I was like, okay, can you cut to the chase? Can you tell me what it is that you want from me? Well, I want you to forgive me. And I said, okay, there are two things at work here. And I hope you all will listen very, very closely to this. Very, very closely. Because I posted about this on Facebook. Good Lord of mercy. Woo! It was a trigger for people. My inbox said, poof. I wasn't trying to do that. But so here's what's happened. So this person said, well, I want your forgiveness. And I said, well, there are a couple things at work here. I said, first of all, for one part of it, you're forgiven. I don't think you've done anything wrong. I truly, honestly don't. And you'll either trust in that or you won't. But then I said, because, and this is what I'm hoping you all will hear this morning as we go through these readings, because this is meant for you on this specific day, in this specific moment, and especially for you, because this reading today is going to be rooted in your birth totem, which is your zodiac sign. Because no matter what else is going on in your chart, no matter what else you resonate with from past lives, from healing work at the end of the day, there's a core to your being in this life, and that core animal is your zodiac sign. In any zodiacal system that you believe in, I happen to believe in all of them. They all are very similar. They all are just, I think, incredible for giving us insights into how we are, why we are the way we are, why other people are the way they are, why we have relationships that are great with their, okay, so here's the thing. So I said, but I do forgive you for the second part. And this person said, what? Now they got defensive. What does that mean? I said, at the end of the day, you felt like you were cheating or doing me a disservice or doing something behind my back, and yet you did it anyway because you wanted what you wanted. So rather than coming to me and asking me if I minded, which you certainly should never have done, and I'm not telling you what to do, what I'm saying is that's your choice what to do in your life. It's not my choice. That's why when I tell people, I preach, literally preach, stay wild and free, I mean it. It's not a marketing catchphrase. I mean it. And I said, but that tells me more about you, that you felt this way and yet you did it anyway. Oh, great googly moogly. Because that hit the truth right up in that person's shadow self. The spinning, Tasmanian devil spinning. Whee! And that was it. It was off to the races. So there wasn't anything to forgive. And I really do feel badly this person put themselves through it. But at the end of the day, they did something counter to what their own moral compass is, what their own ethical compass, what their North Star is. And it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with them. So even though the projection was on me, they were feeling badly in their own spirit that they had not been the best, most ethical, honest, authentic version of themselves. And that's really what it boils down to, is authenticity. And that's what it boils down to, is who are you really? I'm not picking on Geminis, but I have some Gemini friends. They've got things they've been going to do for 20 years. So do I. I got a whole room full of mosaic stuff. I hadn't touched it yet. I looked at it this weekend. I stood there for 15 whole minutes. 15. I opened my little boxes of glass and I thought, what pretty colors. And I dreamed all this stuff in my mind. I spent an hour on Pinterest and then I got back to work, right? Okay. What I'm saying is, you're okay. You're perfect just the way that you are. And if you want to be different, but be very, very sure that you know yourself. Be very, very sure that you're being honest with yourself. After all of these years, I do not go anywhere or engage in anything that I know is going to light up my temper. I just don't do it. I've battled temper my whole life. My whole life. It doesn't mean I still don't go, and I don't feel that way. If you're a person who, like, if you're a Cancer, right? Like, we're in the time of Cancer right now. Cancers, man, y'all are sensitive people. And you can snap at the blink of an eye. Okay. All right. So when you know those things about yourself, when you know those things about your birth totem, when you know those things that perspective is going to be different from this person to this person to this person, the meeting point inside of you could, if you would consider this, be your own North Star, your own ethical, moral. The word moral, I really always hesitate to use that word, but it is a compass. And when you start straying off your own compass, that never works. And let me tell you something. Many, many years ago, pardon me, because it's Monday and it's sweet tea, baby. Actually, it's not sweet tea. Much to my chagrin, it doesn't have a lick of sugar in it, and it'll light you up. So that said, many years ago, I had some clients in the entertainment business, and the mom did some amazing, amazing, amazing work at the women's prison here in Ocala. She asked me in to do a series of classes, and I'm like, what's an acting coach going to teach female inmates? She said, not about acting. It's about interview skills for when they get out and they go get jobs. I'm like, ooh, I'm totally in on that, because that's a lot. I used to teach that a lot in terms of when you went on a casting, here are the protocols, here are things that'll work, here are things that won't work. Here's how you can stand out from the crowd, so on and so forth. Not only did it work like a charm, but I did it for a while. And what I came to know from those women that were serving time, some of them just a few months and some of them were in there forever. They knew every step of the way what they were doing was not right. And every single one of them said they felt worse. They didn't feel badly if they had stolen money from a corporation. They didn't feel badly about anything that had, but individual to individual, it was eating them up. I don't care how tough they acted. I don't care how badass they were. It was eating them up inside, what it did to their families, their children, and then the people who might have been involved in the robbery or the whatever, or the this or the that. It was just eating them. And so what I'll tell you is, do yourself a favor. Don't go against your own ethical and moral compass, because inside of you is the universe. It is you. You are the universe, and the universe knows about natural law. And that means that inherently you know about natural law. So when you go against natural law, it's never going to go well for you. Even if you don't subconsciously get it at the moment, or even if you don't consciously get it at the moment, your subconscious gets it. Don't put yourself through that. So thus ends the Monday sermon. Now let's get ready, because the cards. And by the way, I want to remind everybody, I'm on vacation from July 22nd through August 4th. And I think I mentioned before, I'm going to be learning. I'm going to, with one of my, I've known her for 30 years. She's my sister. Me and my blood sister and this sister, we're going to her family reunion in Kansas, because, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. And they're a German family, straight up, seriously German. I'm going to learn to play the accordion, and get this, y'all, I'm going to learn to yodel. Yodel, 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 I'm gonna learn to yodel, for real, like that. I can't wait. It's gonna be hilarious. And I think they are gonna have an auctioneer there. I don't know that I can get my lips going that fast. So, all right, let's get started. Aquarius, this is for you. And I'm just gonna go in order. So, Aquarius, your mantra is I know. And so it's interesting, really, to me, that on this Monday, the mouse, which is the Three of Pentacles, has it. And I love that because, the Three of Pentacles is all about planning. It's all about making the perfect blueprint. And Aquarius, you just seem to always know that. Now, this is the energy for this week, right? So some people like to get... some people like to have just a weekly reading, which is why I do the weekly readings. Some people like to have a month overview. That's why I do the month overview. And then some people like to have every day, and some of y'all just like it all. So that's why I do all the different ones that I do. I'm trying to, get everybody what they need, right, from the animal allies. But it's all about, this card is about collaboration, Aquarius. And so, and given, I just keep psychically coming back to your motto, Aquarius. So, for your tarot reading today, it's the I know. And what that might mean is, in a collaborative situation, you might be the one who knows. And you might have to help other people see your perspective, because in whatever situation this is, you do know, meaning you do see the best way to go about things, the more expansive way to go about things. However, Aquarians, y'all tend to see what you see, which is such an amazing gift. You just see the big picture and the what can be. When other people are still trying to process what's right in front of them, you see what can be. And you're ready to go full steam ahead. Let's get her done. Let's, whammo bammo. Why can't y'all see this? This is what we're doing. Mice are not like that. Now, in the Chinese zodiac and in the years of, the year of the rat, the year of the dog, the year of this, in the Chinese zodiac and Chinese astrology, any rat year, or if your zodiac sign is mouse or rat, you are already honored as a good business person, a very shrewd business person. And even though in their zodiacal system, in their astrology, that doesn't, it pertains to business. It doesn't always have to pertain to business. What that means is you're very shrewd at other things, but that it's a mouse and that it's a rat. What this tarot card, the three of Pentacles and the mouse, what it's calling on you, Aquarius, in this moment is to take things one little bit at a time. Because even if you know, right? I know, that's fine, but you're not going to know every single little piece and part that's going to have to go in to build your Jenga, right? Your Jenga tower. And you're going to have a lot of surprises. I will bet y'all a dime to a donut that in the next week, if I issue this, if I say, if you're an Aquarius and you experience some great surprises this week, you heard it here first. Y'all are going to have these little like bloop, 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 bloop. They look like fireflies in my mind. Bloop. This one goes bloop. This one goes bloop. And they're like little dawns of knowing, little dawns of understanding, little breadcrumbs that are going to lead you to the accomplishment that you want to do. And also for you Aquarians, wow. I just thank y'all so much. Just the opportunity to receive these messages and get them out there it's going to make me cry, because something is going on. Well, it's with all y'all, but my eyes are, goodness, this is so emotional. It's going on for all of y'all, but because this came up in the Aquarian reading, and this can be, remember y'all, for Aquarius, this can be your rising sign. This can be your sun sign. It can be like maybe you've got a lot of Aquarius in a house, that you're really working on, your Venus, your whatever. This isn't just for people that have Aquarius as their birthday, as their birth totem. Anything that you consider visionary, or that you've had a vision of, like, I want to do this, or wouldn't it be cool if, those days are over. It's not, wouldn't it be cool if, it's got to turn into, this is cool. So let's say that you want to learn, well, I'm fixated on mosaics, y'all. I'm fixated on them right now, but I want to learn mosaics. I've watched every dang YouTube. Y'all don't even know the hours I've invested in watching it. And I don't know what, I can't pull the trigger to just, cut a piece of glass and glue that sucker to anything just to say I glued a piece of glass. So when I get back from vacation, I have hired a private mosaic coach, because that's going to make I'm going to make myself show up for that person and be in that space in that moment. And she knows exactly what she's doing, meaning I told her why I really want, I'm sure she's going to teach me amazing mosaic techniques, and that's fantastic. But mostly it's what I know I need to do to get myself started in something that I've always dreamed of being able to do and doing. And for whatever reason, I haven't. I'm going to post a picture in the forums, by the way. I'm going to post a picture in the forums of my craft room. Y'all are going to be like, You're joking. And you don't ever do any crafts in there? Nope. I dream about crafts in there. I pull out my iPad and I watch Pinterest in there. But anyway, you get it. So whatever this is that is visionary, that you think is too visionary or too big, it's not. It's meant for you to do, to get started on. And remember that in the arc, which is what I read with, okay, my own, I don't even have a box. Some marketer I am, right? I don't even have a box in front of me, but the mouse of this and the Three of Pentacles are so perfect for you, Aquarius, in this moment. I hope that this reading for you, this tarot reading, has been valuable. So moving on. All right. Man, that was oof, 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 oof. So emotional. Okay. So moving on to Pisces. I believe Shrek. Love it. Who doesn't love that movie? I hope you believe, because $1, I've got $1. I got $1 for anybody who wants to bet me on this. Pisces. If you are a Pisces, if you have a lot of Pisces in your chart, if you're, and also remember, y'all, these Zodiac tarot readings that I do on Mondays, or really any day, you could be receiving this information for someone who is an Aquarius or someone who is a Pisces or any of the above, right? Okay. So, Jules, honey, thank you. I can't wait to see my mosaics either. Thank you. I can't wait to see my mosaics either. So anyway, ready? I believe. I sincerely hope so. Whammo, bammo! The High Priestess, the Piter who sat down beside her. High Priestess, baby, the secret knowledge, the ancient wisdom. You are the doorway to other worlds. And listen, when you're talking about the inverted fish, and you're talking about all that water energy, the water sign, the water element, I firmly believe that our oceans and seas are very much like space. We've explored what we have explored of it, but there are other worlds down there. And some people will go, yeah, they're like prehistoric. I'm like, no, maybe. I'm sure there is, but I bet there's, you know what? One day they're going to find Atlantis. I just know it. It's like when they were yakking a lot of smack about Noah's Ark not being real. Now, this is not a conversation about Christianity or any other religion. That's a big no-no on Mama Bear's channel. But at the end of the day, stories from lots of different things can be true. That doesn't make the whole Megillah true, but they really think they've found Noah's Ark. And you know what? Where that boat is up on top of that big old mountain, I don't know. Who could argue with that? I mean, maybe not. This is years ago. National Geographic. Look up. So there's something about you, Pisces, at the moment that's being called to be the High Priestess, which, is very easy for a Pisces because Pisces, you have this ability to get people to believe with you and believe in the magic and create magical realms and magical kingdoms and all that kind of thing. But the thing about the High Priestess is she knows that everything is magic. Every waking moment is magic. Amy's going to come walking through my door after this live with low sugar or no sugar frappuccinos. I'm telling you, the heavens are going to open up and the angels are going to sing. But you see, this is all about perspective. So here's the thing. I whacked my head, by the way, y'all, this week. I was out in my yard. I said, whacked it right back there. It hurts. This morning, of all people, my computer froze. That's disturbed my demons. But you know what's magical? I've got a computer. I have internet access. I can afford the electricity. I was going to be with you all, who I miss terribly when we're not interacting. And it's magical. I mean, let's face it. It's magical. Let's say that you're in a job you don't particularly care for. How could your perspective change? How could your feeling change if you were able to see the magic? And if you're in a place where you can't see the magic any longer, it's time to find new magic. But by tapping into the energy of Pisces in this moment and High Priestess, now I haven't even gotten started on what spider means for Pisces today, because I literally have, I literally have on my shoulder right here, very specifically on my right side, which is the male side, I very specifically have a very large wolf spider, which is what this is, a wolf spider. They're the ones that carry all their babies, all their hopes, all their dreams, all their little universes on their back. And this is the first time ever. Insects and reptiles usually appear in front of me because I ask them to do that. I love all animals. I love all the critters in Mother Gaia's womb. I do. But I'm a lot more comfortable when a dolphin comes and sits in my lap than when a wolf spider is sitting on my shoulder. But I feel so relaxed. It's crazy, because for anybody for anybody that's connected to the Pisces zodiac sign, this mama wolf spider this morning is seeing the mirth in everything. And that, oh wow, that equates to the magic. So it's like, if your sense of humor is gone about a situation, a person, a job, even yourself, like you just get so sick of yourself for whatever. Like I'm so sick of myself with sugar thing that whatever. I'm getting there. I'm working on it, but dang, I'm tired of it. It's that kind of thing. If you can find the humor in it, you find the magic in it, and that's the most ancient wisdom. So even like, you envision the high priestess sitting on her throne like this. I can never be a high priestess. I don't have that demeanor about me. I'm a shield maiden, right? I'm the one standing, stocky and firm and strong in front of your castle doors. But I'm a queen. I've got queen energy, but high priestess energy, not so much. That's just not who I am. But that whole ethereal, otherworldly, knowing, that elevation, that's you today, Pisces. But what I'm seeing is when no one is looking and the high priestess is on her throne looking around, she reaches down and she's got a little secret hideaway. Literally, I'm being shown this. She's got a little secret tuck away hole, hidey hole in her throne. And she reaches in there and she takes a little nip of whatever and she puts it back in. And then she says this again. Now, here's what I'm not saying. I am not saying go have a drink. I'm not saying go put anything in your system. Be very clear about that. What I am saying is that's her little bit of fun for the moment. No matter how serious things are, that's her fun. And as a high priestess, she can see in worlds beyond worlds. And so we'll see and believe, because she can see it, the big picture of everything. And in that must be the magic. And what that equates to in this morning's tarot card reading, right, this live for Pisces, is that she can see the humor in things. And you're being called to do that, because sometimes Pisces, y'all get so serious. I mean, you cry at, I don't even know. Everybody's laughing and you're like, it's so beautiful. We love that about you. We truly do. We truly, truly do. But this is about a for real laugh. This is about the knee slapper kind of thing. So I hope that's helpful to Pisces. Anybody is, oh, wait, let me just say one thing about Spider, because she's still sitting on my shoulder. She's got one little thingy going right in my ear. I know y'all think I'm nuts, but that's truly how it happens for me. Okay. So there's something about webs. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a message for all y'all. For real. This is a message for all y'all. For real. I'm so professional up here this morning. Oh, I ain't got above my raisin this morning. Okay, so this is a message for everyone. This is super serious. However you will make one, however, whether you'll draw it, whether you'll paint it, mandala it, make it out of stones in your backyard, a henna tattoo, I don't know, but every one of y'all in this week sometime, you're to make a mandala for yourself. And any way that you can work spider or spider web energy into that mandala, and then what you do, I just keep seeing the spider do this. She's got two of her little feety feet. Well, she's doing it like this. So she's bringing her little things together and doing that out of her mouth. It's almost like, I don't know if any of y'all have worked with sacred breathing or shamanic breathing or anything like that, but you are supposed to, you're supposed to blow your vision, blow your dream, blow your whatever through the midpoint of that mandala, and then wait a minute and then go back. Thank you, Nikki. That is very sweet. Thank you, Nikki, for the donation. And then you're to go back to that mandala and bring it back in from the midpoint. Now, here I'm not saying go out in your yard and breathe up sand. Okay, that it doesn't have to be a literal thing like that. What I'm saying is breathe all of your intentions through the midpoint of the mandala, the spider web. Wait until you know it's the right time. And that could be a few minutes. It could be tomorrow. It could be a couple days from now, and go back. And all of that's going to have swirled around behind the veil and all that. And then you're going to bring it back in. I have never had a message like that before. Just so y'all know, as a reader, it is really hanging your hiney out there to say something like that in public on the internet, because you know. But, listen, it is what it is. The animals don't lie, and I'm not that kind of crazy. So, I hope that helps. Okay, moving on. Nikki, thank you so much. And I want to say also to all of you all who are always so generous with the donations in the lives, I really appreciate it, because 50% of what you give me in the lives goes to support the animal charities, and all of which fight to end animal cruelty. So, okay. So, moving on, we're going to move on to Aries. Aries. I am who I am. I am my own special creation. So everybody get out of my way. I'm going to run right over you because I'm going to do what I want to do. That is Aries, right? Okay, Aries. I'm the last person who wants to tell an Aries this, but get your motor running because you're headed out on the highway. You're looking for adventure. And if you ever thought, Aries, you were born to be wild and born to go fast, now you're working with cheetah energy. You're going to blow your own hair back. So here's the message here for the Aries zodiac sign. Here's your tarot card for the day or for the week. And that is cheetah. And it is, I don't want you to feel slighted, Aries. Truly, I don't. But honestly, your live reading this morning can be wrapped up like in the next 25 seconds. It is so simple. And that is this. Cheetah is calling you to move and move fast. Aries, you are the ultimate fighter of injustice in the world. Oh my gosh. Holy guacamole. Okay, this is going to take a little bit longer than 20 seconds. Okay, listen. Man. Okay. Hold on. Y'all know when you get one of those ice that or something sour or real sweet or real sour, and it locks up your jaw and you're like, you can't move for a minute? I have that all going through my body. Okay, Aries. Let me tell you something. If you have that much Aries in your chart, if you are here listening for an Aries or for real, why am I saying for real so much? Okay, listen. Whatever this is that you are wanting to move ahead on, you must be the I am let me tell you what this means. My gosh, what is this going on this morning in the energy, y'all? All these kinds of messages and visions and things that I've never had for the signs or in any reading. They're just like, wow, thank you all so much, because your energy clearly is helping my expand. Okay. You must be the ultimate I am. And what that means is this. Aries, you all are a courageous lot. Now, people, I think a lot would think, I don't have any data for this, but I think they would think that Leo the lion is perhaps the most courageous sign of the zodiac, but that's not true. Not like that. Not like that. Aries is it's so much about personal responsibility to an Aries. It is their responsibility to be a good person. It is a responsibility to be courageous when other people are running around like Henny Penny. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Aries is standing right there, taking the blunt force. Now, that said, I'm gonna keep repeating this because it's what I'm being told by the animal allies. Now, unbeknownst to y'all, I have a friend on the other side. One, I've never talked about her before, but because it makes me cry, but I'll tell you now, even though it's gonna make me cry. I had a Nubian goat one time named Sylvia. She was well taken care of her whole life. Truly, she was after I got her. But in my college years, she had to go live with my best friend's family who lived behind us in the Florida Highlands, and she raised goats. So she had a wonderful life, and she was very happy. But I miss her terribly, and she really was at that time my soul connection. Oh Lordy. Anyway, she comes to me a lot, especially when I'm doing something for Sagittarians or Aries. And what I'm hearing from her is this has to be the ultimate I am. And what that means is, let's say that, well, this is exactly like the situation I was explaining at the outset of this reading, that no matter what benefit you think you might be getting from something or someone, if you feel like there's a disservice being done to the world or to someone else or even to yourself by doing that, you must be strong enough to tell yourself no and stop yourself. But likewise, you must also be the I am example for others. So what that means is, I have a person whose family, literal true blood family. It doesn't matter what other people do. It doesn't matter how convenient things are or how convenient things would be if they did X, Y, and Z. They will go without things that they would really like to have, things that are convenient, things that would make their life easier, things that would be a lot less expensive, because they absolutely will not spend 1 second, 1 millisecond, 1 nanosecond living a truth other than their truth. And that is very tied up in what they believe is right and wrong. Now, that situation that I mentioned earlier, I put on Facebook, holy guacamole, was a trigger. Okay. When it comes to cheating, and I'm just using that as an example, I'm not pointing fingers, I'm not casting aspersions, and Lordy knows I am not making judgments. But that's going to boil down to, what are your beliefs? And then what is your agreement with the others who might be involved in this? Case in point, let's say it's a marriage. Let's just say that's on paper. Who cares? That's my opinion. But natural law states that if you pledge something to someone, there's no problem if you change your mind. I don't think, not according to what I've read about natural law. The problem becomes when the other person doesn't know you've changed your mind and you act on those things that you've changed your mind on. And it's counter to the pledge, to the promise that you made to begin with. Now, then we could go into a whole metaphysical, philosophical rabbit hole about, well, what if you're in danger? Is it okay to lie? Is it okay to cheat? I believe there's always a way to handle everything that does not compromise your compass, that does not crack your compass. And that's why Aries is calling you with cheetah for two reasons. For that reason only. Well, for that reason, not to break your moral compass, your ethical compass, don't lose sight of your North Star, but just that's got to be like a momentary thing. Just like, okay, look, we're done. I know where I stand. That's that. And then you move forward with the speed of a cheetah. And all I can see is this cat moving so fast. The spots are a blur and they're blurred into the orange of this coat. And the other thing I'm seeing is whatever this thing is, you heard it here first, you'll know when it's happening because it's midday and the sun is blazing. Now that could be the lights are very high wherever you are. Let's say it's in an office somewhere or a building somewhere or whatever. It could be in a car, but the light around it, not the metaphysical spiritual light, but the literal physical light, it's very bright. And the time of day that you need to go, pew, that's how you're going to know. So, all right, let me move on. I got to move on quickly with these things or I'm never going to make it. Oh my gosh. Oh, we have till 10:30. Thank Buddha. Okay. All right. I'm going to rip through these. All right. So, Taurus, I have, ooh, goodness. Okay. Taurus. So, Walrus, abandonment, Eight of Cups. That's a tough card. That's just really a tough card because Taurus you like to have financial stability. You like to have luxurious surroundings. You're the kind of person that probably, if there are two things in front of you that cost the same amount of money, but one thing is actually physically larger or will last a long time, but is not as good a quality as the thing that you actually prefer. Let's say it's a taste of something you prefer the taste of, it's a higher quality, but it's smaller. Chances are you're going to go for the bigger one because you've got more. This is not that time. When you take a look at the perspective thing right now, Taurians, it's very difficult for you to change. And I think we all know that about that zodiac sign. But when the Eight of Cups and the Walrus comes for you, what that's a sign of it is for this moment is that you're going to have to, for your own happiness, not safety, not this, not that. It's for your own happiness. You're going to have to make some of the tougher decisions and move on them this week. I would not be surprised if I got a bunch of emails from Taurus or people that have, let's say this is Goo Kajoo. Cuckoo Kajoo. I love it. Is it Cuckoo Kachoo you're trying to say, Lily? I don't know why some things just draw my energy over here. Okay. So that said, again, not to slight you, not that I don't want to spend as much time on your zodiac tarot reading this morning, or your zodiac signs tarot reading. It's just that the feeling, the psychic feeling when I'm looking up and off like that, I'm feeling what I'm feeling is deep in my chest. I feel this ache, this heaviness. There's something that you've got to sort out, and you'd rather just pick up the whole kit and caboodle, dig a big old hole with your horns, plonk that thing in there, take your hooves. That's a horse. What am I doing? That's a pig. I don't think I know how to make a cow sign except for their moo or a cow noise. I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, and you just want to cover it over. You can't do that because that thing's going to rot. It's going to rot and it's going to get smelly and it's going to get gross, and then it's going to grow up out of the ground. And then the next thing you know, it's toxified, it's toxicated, it's the whole ground around it has become infected. Don't do it. I don't know any other way to tell you this other than what Walrus does. You think Walrus is comfortable on land? No. They can shoot like torpedoes through the water. I mean, I'm sure they're comfortable because they don't know any different. They're walrus. They only know about the cumbersome way that they move and whatever on land. Um, when they're trying to move fast. But I've got to believe if they knew a different way, they would be better with a different way of moving. Fortunately, you're a human and you know what it's like to be able to move in a different way, to be less burdened as you move forward, and not feel like you are heavy and I mean heavy of spirit. And this might be a physical thing. You might be going through this heaviness of body kind of thing. I don't know. But whatever this is, Taurus, at the end of the day, you just have to be your own jaws of life. That's it. You just gotta you gotta wedge yourself out because no one else is gonna do it but you. Notice the exact words that Spirit sent through. Not no one else can do it but you. Please hear this. No one else will do it but you. And what that means is the people around you won't. For whatever reasoning, Taurus, they won't. You've got to do this yourself. So I hope that was helpful. Wow, I hope that was helpful. Oh my goodness. Okay. Woof. Maybe it's the tea. Maybe there's some in this black tea. I don't know. Hold on, y'all. I gotta hydrate. Mama Bear gotta hydrate this morning. My sister is a Taurus. Oh, Gypsy Nana. Gemini born on the Taurus cusp. Wow. They get her done. They do. That's for dang sure. They do, Nikki. Oh, Sparkles, it's Zodiac Day, so I wear all my space stuff. One day I'm going to wear for y'all my Marvin the Martian outfit. I would love to. You know what? I need your opinion about this. I have always loved cosplay. I just love the idea of cosplay. But when I was really wanting to get into it, I was so busy in business. I just didn't have 5 seconds to do anything. And now that I'm older and I will make the time to do things, do y'all think it's silly? Or if y'all have ever been to a cosplay convention or whatever, is there anybody my age running around here? Or am I going to get looked at by all the millennials going, oh, Lord? Not that I would really care, but I really... Y'all, I'm from a theater background, an entertainment background. You think I don't have trunks and trunks of costumes? Come on now. Not those kind of costumes. Smarty pants. Okay. So that's it. We should all meet up at a cosplay convention and I'll be our spirit totem and power animals. Anyway, I'm gonna wear my Marvin the Martian outfit for y'all. But listen, okay. So Gemini. I am laughing at you, Gemini, but I really am laughing with you because oh, the Justice card, the scales, a Libra thing, a Gemini thing, a Pisces thing. Should I come? Should I stay? Should I go? Is upside down. It's an inverted tarot card for your reading this morning. You're already upside down. Should I come? Should I stay? Should I go? Yes, I want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my goodness. Okay. So thank you all for the thank you for the encouragement about going to cosplay. I know. I'm serious. We should all next yeah, Speedy Gonzalez. I love it. Oh my gosh. Let's do it for real. It would be so fun. Slowpoke Rodrigo. That's funny, Lily. Speedy Gonzalez and Slowpoke Rodrigo. Oh, I love comics. Okay. So here's the thing. When the Justice card is inverted, that's about righting wrongs. Period. You've got to turn this card around. And Gemini, I think, man, y'all are some smart people. I mean, dang smart people. Every Gemini I ever met, they might have been cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but dang, they were smart. And when I take a look at what this tarot card is going to mean for your week, and I take a look at what the elephant is meaning inverted, I encourage you, again, this is going to be about not so much perspective, but it is very much the same energy as it was for Taurus, which is you've just got to, if you've got to suck it up, buttercup, and apologize to someone, right the wrong. If there is something that has been done or said to you, well, the other party may not right their wrong, but you can write it in your own mind and in your own spirit. And what that means is you have to be a champion for justice for yourself. And you cannot vacillate about this, because something has you spinning. Something has you really, really spinning. And you've got to stop spinning. At the end of the day, Geminis do not like to look at the tough stuff. They just don't. And it's one of, in my experience, and let me tell you guys, I'm no astrologer. I'm very clear about that. But I have made a study through the years. I ask, well, first of all, it usually comes up in their reading. Spirit will tell me what zodiac sign someone is. It's for years, 65,000 readings. So, and then if it's not brought to me, I will ask them, because it's always fascinating to me. And I always ask at the end of a reading. I never ask at the beginning. Or if it becomes germane in a reading, I will ask at that point if I haven't been shown that by, the animal spirit guides. But to a very large percentage, Geminis will go in a spin and vacillate so much when there's something difficult that needs addressing, and it's their way of deflecting. You cannot deflect. You can't. You just can't. Don't do it. It will not go well for you. So please don't. It is what I'm hearing there for you Geminis, or for any, like, if Gemini is prominent in one of your houses, it's important to pay attention to that house this week. And if it's Gemini, another person that's Gemini or has a lot of Gemini that you're getting the message for this morning here, like you're a Pisces or a whatever, but you're getting that message for them, it's to encourage them that there's something that they want to create. Maybe a new home, a business, maybe really even themselves. They want to reinvent themselves, whatever. Right now is the time to start. And the elephant, if they'll work with elephant energy by turning this around, right? They will find the balance that even, I'm at a million Geminis who said it frustrates me. My vacillation frustrates me. They can have some time, a respite in their life, or a respite in your life, where you won't feel like you want to throw up because you're like, you're back and forth and back, you're like seasick, right? You'll be so solid because the scales of justice will be balanced, and there stands the elephant with this massive, solid, grounding, reassuring, loving foundation that whatever this is that you sink into this week, it's gonna be very long lasting, very long lasting. It's a good time to be a Gemini. All right, I hope that's helpful. All right, moving on to the next live in a poison tarot card reading for today. Ooh. Cancer. I don't know. We may want to skip it, Cancer. No, I'm teasing. All readings, no matter how hard they are to hear, you got to hear them. So, Eight of Swords, which is the woodpecker upside down. Now, what I'm hearing, Cancer, for your zodiac sign, when I take a look at the tarot card for your reading this morning, and I take a look at the traditional tarot card meanings of the Eight of Swords, and then really what woodpecker represents as a spirit, totem, and power animal, and now it's inverted. And you'll even see on the card, it reads new perspectives. I have never seen a woodpecker hang upside down and try to hammer into something that it wanted to get into upside down. I don't know that it's not possible. I just know that I've never seen it. I also don't make a study of woodpeckers. Maybe there's something on YouTube. But whenever you're upside down about something, whenever you're inverted, that always reminds me of the Hanged Man, which is about seeing things. Other people are looking at you going, oh my God, what did that person do? You know, they're hanging upside down on a, you know, on a cross, or, you know, however your interpretation of the Hanged Man tarot card is. But I have always seen it that it's, yeah, you might be uncomfortable for a minute, but you're going to get a perspective that no one else has. It's why children see things that no one else does. Everybody else is so busy looking at eye level and judging, and children are down, literally physically down at a different seeing level. So they see lots of things we don't see. It's that kind of thing. And Cancer, you know, your motto is I feel, and we love you for that. But sometimes when you feel too much or you get hurt, as I often say, you'll shimmy back into your shell, and then you'll sit there for years and look to see if it's safe to come out. Not this time. You can't do that. You've got to make yourself come out, and it might be unsafe. I want to be clear about that. I'm not telling you to insinuate yourself in a truly unsafe situation that you could come under harm, physical harm. But what is emotional issue or mental or whatever that could be harmful? I'm not suggesting you put yourself through that either. I'm not. What I am saying is what's coming to me through the animal allies, through the animal spirit guides, is that as regards your tarot card meaning, your tarot card reading for this morning, you being a Cancer working with inverted woodpecker and inverted Eight of Swords energy, is that you've got to come out of your shell to see the new perspective that you can see. Because let's face it, you're back in your little shell and you're looking like this. Well, you can only look so far. You can see straight ahead of you. You might be able to see a little bit above you. You might be able to see the ground right below you or the water right below you, but you can't see what's basically from here all the way around or really up you can't. It's not possible. And you've got to do that, because what I'm feeling for, so Cancers, if you've got a lot of, okay, sorry, I'm reading what Nikki wrote. Y'all, if you don't know, Nikki Anderson is a straight up, no joke astrologer. Like, she's forgotten more about astrology than most people will ever know. She says, Cancer energy is the first energy we ever experienced in our lifetimes. I've never heard that before. I'd like to know more about that. That is fascinating. It's the only water sign in the first 6 houses. Wow. Oh, my little C, my big C, and my C Canuel. Skip the Cancer. That is funny, but not nice. Funny story. I totally get it. I get it. And so I would say that for you, Cancer, it is about, you just got to see it from a different perspective. Because unless you do, and unless you make yourself have the courage to move forward, because what's weird is if you have adversity, like if you have somebody coming for you, chances are you're going to get your little pinchers up, and no matter how big that thing is coming, you're going to be, you don't flinch. You're like, I'm going to get you. But it's the emotional stuff. When it's the emotion that hits, you just, man, you can't hang. You got to go. Okay. Ooh, y'all, I got to speed these up. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. I hope that's helpful, Cancer. All right. Leo, I will. Yes, you will. So Leo is like Aries today. All I can tell y'all is be more of what you already are. You are the Condor, baby. You are the King of Swords. That's it. You want something done right, you got to do it your dang self, because that's what this Condor says. People always ask me, why didn't you have a Condor in flight? Why do you have a Condor walking on the ground? Are you kidding me? Look at the look on his face. First of all, he's wearing the mantle of the luxurious robes that a king would wear, that kings do wear. Look at that look on his face. That is a look of determination and grit if I ever saw it. head tilted slightly forward, body forward. I'm trudge, 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 trudge. He's fitting to get it done. That's it. He's getting her done. You're welcome, Melinda. I don't know what I did, but you're very welcome. Just so y'all know what I'm doing. These cards, it's okay. It's not the cards. It's the animals. I oftentimes will hold them like this, and they're animated, like they talk to me, like it's, I don't know, it's like augmented. I live in augmented reality. Let me just say, and I have for years. Oh, one day I'll have a husband that understands that. Today is not that day. Anyway, okay, I just I'm gonna say it, Leo, because this is what Condor is telling me, and you know, the archetypes in the tarot are real archetypes. Like I don't know, for those of you that have followed me for a while, thank you so much. You know, I love you. If you're new around these parts, welcome to the metaphysical madness. But once something is thought of, it's a real thing. And then now you've got so many people focusing energy on it. It's a thought form. It's a real living thing. I have no doubt that the embodiment, the physical embodiment of every archetype in the tarot or in any storybook, like I know I'm going to meet the three little pigs one day. I'm going to meet them straight up in spirit. They're there. I know that, you know, Horton here's a who. I'm going to meet Horton one day. I just know it. But when they talk to me, so help me out, y'all. What is the mythological character that's part eagle and part lion? Hold on. I'm going to look it up on my computer. Hoping this thing doesn't. Well, oh my gosh. That's it. Leo. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Sorry, I've got to tell you what this animal is. This is what you've got to, this is you. Oh my gosh. Even though it's the condor, they're also related. Eagle, lion. What is this? It's the griffin. Okay. Y'all. Okay, listen. Ooh. Can I just thank you all so much? You all give me the opportunity. It's not about me, it's about you, but it really is about all of us to be so expansive as a reader. It's just such a joy. And it's so, there's the magic we were talking about earlier, right? Leo, this is not, yes, okay, it's about the condor and it's about the King of Swords, but it's about you metamorphosizing into the griffin, which is the mythological animal that actually guarded the king's gold. So there's the tie-in with the King of Swords. And it's like, you are the King of Swords, you are the condor, you're going to do it yourself, and you're the lion, and now you create the amalgamation, the perfect pairing, the melange, if you will, the integration, all of the words, and you're the griffin. So not only are you supposed to be making more money, I will bet you a dime to a donut that any Leo here, tell me, you've been really thinking about your abundance lately. True or not true? If Leo's your sign, your birth totem, if Leo as a zodiac sign is prominent in one of your houses, or if you are working with someone who is Leo, dime to a donut, true. Amy, true. I don't know what that means. Amy Pittman, are you a Leo? I thought you were are you a Leo? What? Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's like, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so here's the story. Let me tell you something about money that's coming for Leo. This is not advice. This is what's coming for Leo. Sometimes we have to make the hard decisions when it comes to money. When I talk to people, listen, 65,000 plus, tarot readings, psychic readings, mediumship readings, shamanic journeying, soul retrieval, I've done it all. I still do it all. But you talk to that many people, the discombobulation as regards abundance, as regards coin, money, My gosh, the dysfunctional relationship we have with what we think is money. But money is nothing but a tool. It's an energy. And it's the same kind of tool as I would love to put my double hibiscus that I finally got out in my garden today. And I'm going to grab a shovel and I'm going to grab some gloves. And those are my tools. And then I'm going to put the little things in my wheelbarrow. Yes, I have a wheelbarrow. I'm a wheelbarrow that stuff on out to my front yard. I'm a dig, dig, dig. And there we go. Okay. Money's a tool. And you're being called to know that you know that you know, Leo, that you your job in your life right now is to create abundance for yourself. It's just that simple. And what that means is you might have a family, you might have a this, you might have that. Okay, but it's for you. And it has to be long lasting and you've got to guard it. And that's the big thing I keep hearing is you've got to guard your money. You've got to guard your money. You got to make it, guard it, make it, guard it, make it, guard it. So you're like the maiden, mother, crone, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, anything that is the divine triad. As a condor, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. As the King of Swords, you've got to make the hard decisions. If you're not getting that promotion at work, or let's say I see this a lot, you're not charging as much for your services as you should or could. That's a problem. You got to stop that. Don't be squeamish about saying I'm worth it. And listen, I always use myself as an example, not because it's all about me, but because I truly am the spiritual crash test dummy. I've made more mistakes than you guys. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you very much. Nikki, you're always so generous with the donations. Thank you. Okay. I've made every stupid decision. I still make stupid decisions because I'm thick-headed and sometimes I truly am just not really smart. So I will tell you, you've got to make the hard decisions. And what that means is up until the first of this year on January 1st, I hadn't raised my reading prices in ready for this? Are you ready for this? Bow, 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 bow. 8 years. Who does that? Well, who does that? And even then I only went up, okay, I went up 50%, but it's still not a lot compared to what other people do. And I still am I'm sitting with it, but it is what it is. And I wanted to remove that block. I wanted to remove that block in my own spirit. So whatever this is, I'll intend, it's all about the money. And then you've got to be the King of Swords. You've got to make the hard decisions, cut away the crap, cut away the BS. And that's it. Get your store of wealth and then turn into the Griffin. And you can sit there with the head of an eagle and, because eagles have that look, man. They always look so pissed. They're like, I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like anything about this world. And I'm better than you. That the eagles, they always look like that, right? So that's a story for another day. But the Griffin part of you, the lion body part of you is eagle sees everything. When danger is afoot, it's the lion that jumps on him and says, whack. So there you go. Man, I hope that was helpful. Hope that was helpful. Okay. Who are we on to now? I've done forgot where we are. Am I to Virgo? Yeah. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, I gotta move. Okay. Virgo. Woo, I analyze. Here's the good news about this for Virgo today, because Virgos can wear you out. They will analyze something till it vaporizes. But Virgo, for your zodiac sign, for the Virgo tarot reading today, you've got Carp. And honestly, I keep saying this like the last 3 signs, but I promise this is a one and done message for you, but it's so important. So Carp in the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck, it's in the ancient mythological fantasy creatures because it's all about ancient wisdom. And Carp is one of the oldest, like hasn't changed in a gajillion years critter there is roaming this earth. Virgo, there is something about your ancestry that I'm being told, for you to look into. And I feel like you, Virgos, you're recovering from a wound, a trauma to your heart. $1 says, if you're here, You're in recovery. Stephine, I know you wear yourself out, girl. I know you do. Just so y'all know, her name is Stephanie Tipton, but I don't know. It's got to be a past life thing. I can't ever call her Stephanie. It just always comes out Stephine. Anyway, I know you do wear yourself out, girl. Okay, but listen, here's the thing with y'all Virgos. I feel like whatever Virgo is touching your life, whether it's in one of your houses, astrologically, whether it's your zodiac sign, your moon sign, your this sign, your whatever, or you're navigating for another Virgo in your life, there's some kind of heart trauma that they are really, or you are really trying to move through. And here's what's going to help you. Ancient wisdom. Okay, now listen. So I don't know why I never heard this series. I don't know why. My sister just tipped me to it last week. If there's a series about magic, Harry Potter, if there's a series about sci-fi, if there's a series of witches or fantastical creatures, the other one, oh, what's the name of that? This is where there's a whole wave of children that are born that are sweet things, sweet something. It's about, there's a whole series of children that are born half animals and half people. I'm all up into that. Anything like that, I'm all up into. And right now I'm watching Motherland. Have you all seen this on Hulu, Motherland, about the witches that they're working with the American government to overthrow forces of evil? It is absolutely one of the most innovative shows I've ever seen. And I am fascinated by it. But what it has done, this is the ancient thing, is I had a hand analysis person tell me one time she had never seen anything like a hand like mine, only in that there is not one lifetime that she sees for me that I did not come into the world as a spiritual voice. Not leader. Well, that's the word she used, but I really balk when people are like, you're a thought leader. You're a spiritual leader. No, I'm not. I just say the things Spirit tells me to say. But she had never seen that. She had seen people have lots of different kinds of incarnations, but she's like, you haven't lived many lives, but the lives you have, it's always been to try to get the word out there, whatever word it was that you believed in or were a champion of at that time. So I know only from watching this movie, it's just gone further to cement that I've got some deep military warrior lifetimes that I've been a part of, but from a spiritual perspective. I can't explain it, but I just know it's that deep knowing. In Virgo, that's what you're being called to work with. Carp, who does not seem like the most powerful spirit totem and power animal out there. But when you talk about tapping into the Akashic records, the all that is, the all that ever has been, the all that ever will be, and you're dipsy dumpster diving for ancient knowledge inside of yourself because it's all there in your DNA, honey, let me tell you something. You'll have enough to analyze till you die, right? But the point is that to analyze it, get the wisdom that you're supposed to get, and move. Because whatever this heart thing is that you're going through, you cannot let it take you down for one more second. You have got to pick yourself up. You've got to, like, normally, this is why I would make a terrible counselor. This is why I'm like, I am not a medical professional of any kind, because my cure for everybody is jerk yourself up by your bootstraps and let's move. That's it. That'll be $100,000, please. I hope that cures you. So, in this moment, what I am being called to tell you, it's not about dusting yourself off. It's about being your own champion for true healing. And you really can be healed by connecting with the ancestors, connecting with the ancient wisdom. And please, please, please read everything you can about carp, about their environment, about what their antenna are for on the outside. It's craziness. It is just craziness. And honest to goodness, you're going to feel a rebirth and stronger than you have ever felt, maybe ever in your life. Woo! Woo! It's getting hot up a her. All right, moving on. I hope that was helpful, Virgo. Thus ends your tarot card reading. Libra. All right, I got to go. I got to read. I got to zip through this. Teapot, if you can stay, that would be awesome. If you can't, I get it. Amy, if you can stay, that'd be great. If you can't, I get it. And again, I want to thank the folks, yes, we will miss Maureen, and but I'm very happy that she's on to what she's on to. I have great hopes for her. And, but I thank you. Moderating is hard work. It is. And I couldn't do it. So I really thank you, Teapot. And I thank you, Amy, for everything y'all do. So, okay, Libra, you are I balance, which is perfect because another king has shown up today. Tiger. That's the king of wands. Now, cats are among the animals that physically have the capability of the most balance. I mean, it's like they're on point. It's like sometimes you can watch them with their little claws stuck out. And they're like, dinka, 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 ding. They're literally balancing on their claws on like a ledge this big. It's craziness. But the thing is that Libras are just the consummate peacemakers. You all would rather, honestly, sometimes I've met Libras that would really rather step on their mother's spine than be in conflict with anyone, including themselves. But they tend to have such internal turmoil and conflict. My heart hurts for them. However, the Libra ability to harmonize people, to bring groups of people together to work in unity is nothing short of miraculous. Now you're talking about king energy and wand energy. And when you, I don't know what this energy is this morning up in here. It's like all of a sudden, all of this courage and loyalty and all of this very like knight in shining armor kind of energy, Knights of the Round Table energy is all up in here. I don't get what that's about. But if you hearken back to the very first reading, or really the tone, even though the tone of this morning, there was a story about, making sure that you're following your own, that you can see your own North Star, and that your own moral and ethical compass is calibrated to the way that is right for you. And it is about perspective. There's something about Libra that is, you're gonna be able to summon the courage, the true courage of a tiger when you need it. And you've got to consciously do that. So y'all, okay, Libras, this is serious business now. I don't even know what this chucklehead did to deserve any of this, but I have people who really look out for me. Ex-husbands, friends, family. I mean, even some of y'all that I've never met in real life, I've never had a chat with online, I've never nothing. Y'all are so kind to me and so gracious. You'll just randomly send me emails or messages or whatever. Hey, I was thinking about you, and you'll send me a meme or you'll send me a video. And I swear to Swanee, every time you do, it's relevant in my life at just that moment. No joke. It's insanity. But Libra, you're being asked to be the person in your own life and other people's lives right at this moment that's like this. When there's a big hardware update coming out, I know that my ex-husband is going to text me. Well, one of them is going to text me, the one that's the computer guy. He's going to go, hey, this is coming out. How about I stop by after work, yak, 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 and I'll do the upgrades and, clean out and whatever. Okay. And that's how he protects me. But in that, he's protecting you and anyone else that gives a fig about anything that goes on my channel with the ARC, with, anybody that we're all community together, right? The wild pack. So there's something about you, Libra, that you're being asked to find those spaces and places where you can be a champion, a knight in shining armor for people in ways that you might think are small, but they're not small. My entire world, in many ways, is the internet, hence my computer. And it's not like that. You guys get what I'm saying. The greater preponderance of my time, because of what I do, is spent with technology. So just that he keeps an eye out for those things. And it's always, hey, you're using this amount of memory. Let me find you a good deal on this. He'll send me the Amazon link or the company link. I'll buy what he says. He'll come install it. Y'all, I don't have time to relearn that part of what I don't have time to learn that. I don't think I have the capacity. And it will be through loyalty, maybe a little bit of courage, because Libras are also they tend to be pretty shy or reticent about voicing their straight up authentic opinion, because God forbid it should throw anything out of balance, or it should cause disharmony or conflict between them and another person. They often keep their truths to themselves. This is not the time for that. It's just not. And what you're going to find is something that you thought was crazy small is not crazy small. It's going to be a huge gift to someone else. Okay. Teapot, I don't know about what you're blushing, but y'all, let me tell you something. She ain't kidding. Whatever she says, Teapot is one of the most humble people I've ever met in my life. We're going to get her over that, though. I'm teasing. Okay. So this is kind of kooky. Scorpio, I desire, you're next. You guys know I'm a triple Scorpio. I shuffled these cards about 9,500 times this morning. Bear has come up for Scorpio, Queen of Pentacles. Now, let me tell you something. Bear talked to me before we ever even got to Scorpio today. This was like one of the first conversations I had this morning. And Scorpios, it's not harsh, it's not hard, it's not mean, but it is big. Here's the message. You are an unusual person. You just don't follow, you're not a sheeple. But for some reason, you still have a block with wanting to provide for yourself, whether it's abundance to pay your bills, whether it's abundance of spirit, whether it's a whatever. You are still not to where you could be in the knowing that you can straight up create anything you want with tremendous abundance by absolutely recognizing you whatever you're seeing beyond the veil exists, and you're being called to breathe it into reality in this world. Let me just say this. In my life so far, that's just so far, I've been a comic and a stage and screen actor. I've managed child and young adult managers and been an acting coach in Hollywood. I owned a topiary company. Those are the bushes that you see sculpted in the shape of animals. I didn't make them like that. I welded, I made patterns and welded wireframes together, and I supplied Lowe's and Home Depot in 13 different states. Until I got tired of welding monkey butts at 3:00 in the morning in the freezing cold. It wasn't fun. And I didn't look like that gal in Flashdance. So then I went back to the entertainment industry. Then I couldn't take that anymore. I was like, I'm out. And I had started walking my spiritual path. And then I became a psychic medium tarot card reader. I owned a metaphysical store. Well, I had a partnership in a metaphysical store for a short time. And now I own a small publishing company where I publish internet, websites, and am involved in content, and I have my own products and this and that. And I'm learning, investing. Who does that? That's a kooky life. I've done great. I've been mostly happy. Any problems I created for myself by the choices I made. But I did not hesitate ever once in my life that I shouldn't do what was calling to me at the moment. And honestly, Scorpio, not this mama bear, but the Queen of Pentacles is telling you is whatever this is that's in your spirit is big. It's not another Pentacles card. It's the Queen of Pentacles. And when you're talking about the court cards in traditional tarot card meanings, you're talking about a loftiness, a rising, an ascension, a largesse. What is large for you may not be large for the next person. But if you are living paycheck to paycheck, if you are in a relationship that is not abundant for you, if you're in a relationship with yourself that is not abundant for you, if it doesn't matter, whatever it is that is not abundant for you, enough. You've got to set your eye on being the queen of all that is. I'm looking straight into the camera. I'm talking right to you. You have got to set yourself on a trajectory where you are the queen of your kingdom, and that's that. Everything and everybody, including the king, if there's a king of any kind, it doesn't matter what gender, it's just a king. Let's say a partner, it doesn't matter. You are the queen of your own kingdom, because no matter what or who is around you, you will always be the queen of this kingdom. You and only you. That's it. And as you, again, it's so important to understand, not understand, but be willing to receive that it's not, whatever this is has to do with things that are not average. Some people would say that's not normal, right? Okay, wonderful. And there's nothing, let's say that you are a CPA. That's a very normal career. It's a very mainstream career. But what if as a CPA, you want to branch off and you want to start learning about cryptocurrency? There are people in the financial world right now that will tell you it's a pyramid scheme, it's this, it's that. I'm not passing an opinion on it. What I'm saying is that it's a different way for the now. It may not be a different way in the future, but it's a visionary. That's the word. It's visionary. If you've decided that, I saw a Shark Tank the other day. These people got a deal from Lori on they've made pizza muffins. They look like quiches, but they're not quiches. And it's a cool idea. And I don't know if you guys remember the whatever bagels, Beckham's bagels, Bogan, I don't know, somebody's bagels, those little bagel bites that got signed on Shark Tank by Lori, and they're doing tens of millions of dollars a year in business. These pizza cupcakes are going to be pizza muffins or pizza cupcakes. They're going to be the same thing. Who does that? Who wakes up one day and says, I'm going to make some pizza muffins? And then who says, and then I'm going to put myself out there in front of God and everybody, and I'm going to go on Shark Tank. See what I mean? So it can be the most different track inside of your track. It's just got to be visionary and seen beyond the veil. And please, Bear is begging you to realize how large your honeypot can be. That can mean money, but mostly what it means is that you come to realize you are the queen. We all are. There's no such thing as too many chefs in a kitchen, not enough cooks, too many chefs. Not if we all realized we're all chefs. It's because there's a division and we're taught class and we're taught, don't get me started. Do not get me started. It will turn into 10 Sundays. It'll be a Sunday sermon from here to next Sunday. So, man, I hope that was helpful, Scorpio. I really hope that was helpful. Now, oh my gosh. Okay, I can't tell y'all now. I just can't. But I learned that lesson myself here in the last 3 weeks. You never know. All right, moving on. I got to wrap this up. Sagittarius, I see. Thank goodness. Because look at the rabbit, which is what? The 7 of Pentacles. I don't want to say. There's one eye. I see. You got to see. Even if it's with one eye, you've got to see. Now, 7 of Pentacles. Who doesn't love this card? I love this card. I love this card. For you in this moment, for your tarot card reading, for your zodiac sign, Saggy, trying to ask how the fire fits with that. Okay, so this is a little bit unusual, I think, for you, Sagittarius. So when you look at the Seven of Pentacles in the traditional tarot card meanings, it's this old boy, you know, over his, you know, resting on his shovel and he's watching his crop grow. And it really is about reaping what you sow. And that's the biggest problem. You are not reaping what you sow. There we go. You're like a kid at Christmas. You rip open everything and you play with it for 10 minutes and then you're on to something else. You're not playing with the very toys that you so desperately wanted. And while that's fickle, God knows Sagittarians can be fickle, it's detrimental to you because then you're not getting everything out of it that you could. Let's say it's a toy of some kind. And if you think of it, really everything in life is a toy, because really, is all of this real? Come on now. I mean, look around you. The constructs, the social constructs, the ways of thinking, the ways of doing, the ways of being, nature didn't intend that. There's nothing natural about it. It's so counter. Don't get me started. We'll be here about why. There is a fellow that I am following right now, whose name, of course, I can't remember. This man is so wise. He put out a book a few years back. Man, it was a New York Times bestseller. It was everything. But he has coined a phrase called nature deficiency syndrome, where we are literally, which you all know, but he's able to explain it, to prove it in ways that you just can't even, like you might have thought of, but I never did, about how we are killing ourselves as a people all around the world by disconnecting from nature. Because what that means is we're disconnecting from our very selves. We're trying to become more computer-like than actual computers are. That's not ever going to go well in the long run. It's just not. That's just not. That said, let's say that there's something you want. And you're Sagittarius and you're like waiting for the perfect time to shoot that arrow and hit your target right in the middle and go get it. You're waiting to bag your target in the nicest way possible. For those of you who don't know me, don't get me started about hunting. That said, it's going to be problematic for you. It might have started last week for you, but it's definitely going to continue through this week and probably in the few weeks ahead, Sagittarius, for your zodiac sign to bag it and then let it sit where it's bagged. What you've got to do is, let's say that it's a new something you want. Let's say it's a used something that's going to be new to you, a new career path, a new relationship, a new this, a new that, a new you. Let's say that you hit your target and then you just leave it lay. You've got to dance with your target. I know that sounds so weird, but it's true. You've got to reap what you sow. And the only way to do that, you cannot leave a field lay fallow. You've got to work the field. You cannot get a fur baby and then expect it to open its own tuna cans. Come on now. You know that, but are you fully present in all that that means? Do you observe the cat? Do you talk to the cat? This is going off the rails a little bit, but these are the best examples that are coming to me at the moment. But the point is that for your own growth, development, and for your own benefit, which will ultimately benefit, of course, everybody, because you see, right? You're the seer, you're the great philosopher. The things that you'll learn and experience along the way, that's what's most important here. So just don't be a kid at Christmas. Don't rip open all your presents, play with them for 5 minutes, and then be on to the next thing. That is not going to work for you. It will go badly. So there you go. You're here first. All right. Wrapping this up. Thank you all so much for hanging in there with me. Wrapping this up. So for Capricorn, Turkey inverted. Now, for me in this moment, as a reader, as a tarot card reader, as a psychic, as a shamanic practitioner, so on and so forth, Turkey has taken on one meaning, because Turkey has told me since the time that it became the official coronavirus spirit animal last year, it has remained the official coronavirus spirit animal. And it's still very mired in the story of the Native American story, where the turkey is actually who saved the world by tucking all the seeds, the heirloom seeds, up under its wings and struggling to get up the mountain when everybody was like, you're a traitor, you're a traitor, you're just taking care of yourself. And this turkey almost died trying to get these idiots, these seeds, because everybody took off and they grabbed their microwaves and they grabbed their, their cute underwear and their toothbrushes, and they forgot the seeds, which was the only way they were going to survive. Meaning they might have outrun the storm, but they wouldn't have been able to outrun the aftermath of the storm. And Capricorn, that's what I'm hearing where you're at, because I use, and you really do, man. You're just a sponge for knowledge, and you're a sponge for so much anything. It's like, wow. But you are being asked to let go of the mantle, drop the mantle of you have to save the world. That's not going to serve your purpose right now. And you've gone through that time. What I'm being told is for Capricorn that you've put in your time, and the person, the world that you now are being called on to serve. And maybe that's just for this week. It might just be for the next couple of weeks, but it's incumbent upon you, literally incumbent, for you to stop feeling so responsible for saving the world, or feeling so responsible for the things that go on in the world. I'll use my sister as a for instance. There's a place near here, it's called Two Tails Ranch. All I want to do is go visit the elephants. I don't know what these people, you can't even know what I've offered for them. I just want it to be me, my friend that goes along with me on these crazy adventures, and I want to have a solo time with the elephant, which is what I do when I go to any animal sanctuary. I just get the private time that gives me the opportunity to commune with them, bring the stories, bring the feelings, bring the messages back to y'all. They won't do it. I mean, I just don't. Anyway, so it looks like I'm going to have to go to Thailand. It's really originally what I wanted to do, was go spend a week on in an elephant sanctuary in Thailand or the Philippines, or, where they have the real deal ones. And I'm pretty sure I'm being called to do that. So I'm like to my sister, you want to go? She's like, I absolutely do, but I won't. I'm like, why? She said, I'd be an emotional wreck. I'm like, why? She said, as you know, I've always resonated with elephants. Yes. She said, I would spend the entire time there on my knees, begging for their forgiveness for everything mankind has done to them. She's not kidding. She carries around the guilt of that so deeply in her spirit that it guts her. She just can't even, she can't. It's just craziness. And so I will tell you that whatever you're harboring guilt about that's not yours to carry, and even if you're harboring guilt that maybe you contributed to it and you might have good cause to feel a little bit guilty, you're done. You're done, Zola. You're out of here. Don't do it, at least for the next week. So that's a pretty heavy duty message. But remember, Capricorn, you're very much like Aries. Listen, you're like all the horned critters, right? You're Aries, you're Taurus. Once you get on something, you stay on it. So if this week it's got to be to shed yourself of the heavy, heavy responsibilities that you feel like you have to carry or you should carry, don't do it. Not this week. Free yourself up. So, I hope that was helpful. I've got to I got to go. Thank you all so much for hanging in there with me. Teapot, Amy, thank you for hanging in there with me. I appreciate you being able to pivot and willing to pivot so much. And I love you all very much. Please, if you feel compelled to share this video with other zodiac signs, other people that you think you could help, I would love for that to happen. I'd be so honored. It would get more of the animal messages out there. If you want to talk about it, please get on over to wildpackwisdom.com/forums. If you've got questions, I have two threads going over there. One is ask me anything about spirit, totem, and power animals. And then the other thing is ask me anything about psychic development. And I'm really working hard to do my due diligence to answer all the questions that come over there. But I was called literally over the last few weeks by spirit to do more like free teaching, that kind of thing, just to be helpful. So I'm over there. That's the only place I'm going to answer questions and, involve is on my forums. And that way we don't have to worry about anybody's algorithms Because nope, because why? We're wild and free. So, as always, do good for animals, including yourself, and do what? Say it with me. Stay wild. Bye, everybody. Take care.